Hi everyone, it's Roger here from DisKingdom.com and Vinylmation with episode number 26 of the Vinylmation Kingdom Webcast. Loads of news this week for Vinylmation fans. We've got loads of Star Wars releases, we've got some information on some Frozen, also got some Marvel, we've got information on some trade event, and a lot more. So let's kick things off straight away. If you haven't already done so, remember to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And also, if you're listening to the audio version, you can do the same there and get the podcast version of this through to your little device. Okay, so let's kick things off with the main news of the week. We've got, like I said, the Star Wars Eachez. These were the droids, limited edition size 2,500. Now we have the gold sort of C-3PO is the standard common. He's 7 out of 1 chance of getting him. These were released at Disneyland, Walt Disney World, and online, but as expected, they sold out online very quickly. And also reports that they're selling very well, if not out already at Walt Disney World. Not to be surprised, it's a good-looking figure. I love the use of the ears, and also the fact that it's kind of got the white foot on there, sort of indicating that he's just being put together. And so there's also 2 variants. There's the and I'm going to get this one right, the K3PO. And the R3PO. So these are other droids that are in the movies, and they are the variants. So one is a 2 in 10 chance, and one is a 1 in 10 chance of getting them. So getting the common is a lot less chance than a normal Eachez, which is normally a 1 in 10 chance. So I like the idea that they've put 2 variants in these Eachez. They have previously done this before at the D23 Expo, and they also did it with a trading night last year. So it's going to be interesting if they're going to do this a little bit more often. Could be an interesting way of getting people into sort of doing the Eachez. Now again, for me personally, I have got a box en route to me, so expect an unboxing video of that. But personally, I love the normal C-3PO, but I love the fact that they've got the variants, and the ratio of sort of being able to get hold of them is a lot higher. So that's always a good thing to me. But as per usual, I always love to know what you guys think of these. You can always comment below. So that was the C-3PO. Now let's have a quick look here at the droids that were also released on the same day. So these were, I think they were John Henselmeyer's work. So this is again released at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and online. It's an 11-piece set with a chaser. So here's the 11 figures. So these are all juniors. So we've got like the standard sort of Stormtrooper. I think that's the commander. We've got like the one that you find on the Death Star. We've got a bike trooper, which is what we see in like Return of the Jedi and those bikes. A snow trooper that we usually see on Hoth. We've also got a number of like the clone troopers that we see in the Clone Wars, and also so there's a few other ones. Right. So they are $9.95 a piece. Now they are Star Wars troopers. Interesting to know that originally they were announced as sort of Junior Series 13, but we haven't seen Series 12, but they look like they've removed all that kind of mention of them on the box, so maybe that's how they're going to get around it. But yeah, they look pretty cool. I think the droids, as a sort of a set of 12, they've done it's the right thing by reducing them down a bit. Now we have also got the picture of the Chaser. So this was Sarah Texter from the Vinylmation Exchange Group got this one. So it's a TIE Fighter pilot. Now I think he looks pretty cool actually. I love the bits in the ears, etc. So there we go. So that's the Star Wars side of things. So yeah, loads of information coming through on there on those new releases. They were a little bit short notice. The troopers literally were a few days notice out, which is a shame. I really feel things like this really should have a little bit longer leadway into it, because if you were planning on picking up a case, it's can be a big purchase. It's quite interesting that they've released these just before the Star Wars weekends. They obviously decided they have enough product out before then. They needed to spread out their Vinymations. It's always that time of the year where we get a lot of Star Wars Vinymations, Star Wars weekends. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the look of them. Right. Also this week, which has been, it was a bit of a bit of a messy release, was the release of the sort of Villainous Duos twin pack. There was a Jafar and the Parrot, so I can't remember the name, released. Now it was released at the parks-ish. I think it's been a very messy release because they put out a report through Disney that they put out the sort of the information that number Series 5 was coming. They put up the picture of the previous set from the Cinderella sort of stepsisters, and it didn't appear online, but apparently it is in store, so expect it to pop up online soon. But yeah, that's the last one of them, so they look pretty funky. Also, it's been confirmed now by Disney officially now that we have the Frozen figures coming. So I am going to bring up the story on DisKingdom for that, for everyone to see. Now, it's already been already was confirmed at on the UK website that they were going to be coming out on Monday, because of the Easter holiday, a few things. But Disney have now put out an official confirmation saying that on April the 10th, this new blind box series will be released at Disneyland and Walt Disney World, and they will also be released online. So here we have the official preview. We've got Olaf, Sven, Trolls, Hans, Elsa, Kristoff, and Anna. So there we have the free set. So it's interesting to say that they say they're open edition. Now that means usually lately we've been seeing a lot of limited release on blind boxes. So this means that they can just keep running and running them. So I'm guessing they're expecting them to be very, very popular, which is I think they could be. While there's not a lot of love from a lot of people, there are some people that like them, and I know for a fact that once people start seeing them in the stores, they'll probably want to pick them up. Like I said, there was some sort of discrepancy over the dates. Now, I'll try to explain this the best way possible. So I'm going to come up here and bring up the Disney Store's website. Now, what is interesting in general with these kind of releases is Disney Store and Disney Parks are two very different companies, and that is the kind of thing that I think sometimes it's very easy to sort of miss. A lot of people have been asking, like, well, when are they out, what are they doing, what's going on? So here's the UK website. Now, it says here that they're going to be released in selected stores on the 6th of April, and they'll be online on the 7th because of Easter Monday. Now, I'm expecting that to be the same thing with the in-store in the US will be out on Monday. I'm expecting them to be online at the end of the week on the Friday. What I was talking about with this difference in the Disney Store and the Disney Parks is they're technically like almost like two different companies, two different sections. And so the Disney Store team who make these items, they don't announce anything. They other than the UK ones do, but the American Disney Store never really announced anything in advance. The only time we ever usually used to find out stuff was either from cast members at the stores or the actual artists themselves. So Disney Store never release information usually about a set coming out. The Disney Park team usually puts something up officially, so that's why there's always a difference. This has happened with the 101 Dalmatians, happens with the Cinderella. I think it even happened with the Christmas Carol. This is not uncommon. This is what is always a bit of a messy release with the Disney Store products, but it's coming out officially on April 10th in the parks. That's the Friday, so they will be out next week. The online release, the Disney Park team have said the 10th. If it did pop up on Monday, it wouldn't surprise me, because again, it's just Disney Store's usual way of sort of not sort of covering information out very well. So there. So that's hopefully that there. Like I said, we also had a little sneak peek at some new Marvel figures that are going to be coming out. Now this was posted up on Vinylmation World originally. So here we have some images. These are going to be out on May 1st to tie in with the Age of Ultron release. They're a bit blurry because they're not official shots, but this is of the 5 commons: Thor, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Captain America. They are based on the cinematic universe rather than the comic book. So it's quite interesting looking at this here. I think there's been an initial reaction of sort of looking at specifically at some of these characters going, they look very, very similar to what we saw in Marvel Series 1. I think I myself, I'm in that zone of maybe thinking they don't look as different, but until I see the official pictures, I'm going to hold out a judgment, because those faces are very blurry. It's hard to see actually how they've been done. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. The Redux scheme of having sort of 5 commons and a couple of variants and a chaser. It's going to spice things up a little bit. I'm already now thinking I'm probably going to go for a case of these and get another chance at a variant or a chaser. So yeah, so that is the sort of the official information there on the, so I'd say official, the unofficial information on those Age of Ultron sort of Avengers kind of tie-in set. Though officially, though, that set is just called Avengers. There's not officially tied into the thing. They're also expected to be at Disney stores as well to tie in again with that movie release. So those are the 3 big bits of news. We also had the Walt Disney World are going to be getting a trading night event on April 17th at the Colorado Springs Resort. You can register now. It costs $10 to get in. This is the 3rd trade night we've seen this year. It's the 2nd in Walt Disney World. Judging off of previous reaction that I've seen from people, obviously I haven't been able to get there myself. There hasn't been any official previews at the previous 2 events of Vinylmation. There has been there for pins, so that's different. But if you are interested in trading, you know, it could be a good day to go. I think a lot of people are being put off by the $10 entrance fee. But yeah, so that's always good. I think it's just good now with not having the trade events, you know, not having the big trade event, and also with not having the boxes in the parks. It's a good way for them to go through. Okay. Like I said, so there's also, I am currently running a competition over the Easter period, over the Easter weekend, over at DisKingdom.com, where you could win a $25 gift certificate for DisneyStore.com. That's the online one. Literally, you can go onto the website, you click on it, and there's about 10 or 11 different ways you can enter. I try to do this so to give as many people, because I know some people maybe aren't on Facebook or Twitter, but if I've tried to cover as many bases as possible, and there are a few kind of daily entries that you can add, like for example, if you go on there and you can click it for going to the website, and also like sending out a tweet. But yeah, so put that in. I'll be ending that one on Tuesday, and you can spend that on some new Vinylmations or anything like that. So there we go. So that pretty much sort of wraps up all the news for a week. Really good to actually have some official news and some new releases. So like I said, next week we've got Frozen out. The week after we've got the Red Hulk's twin pack. And then as we head into May, then we've got all the Marvel and Star Wars releases. So there we go. So that's all the Vinylmation news of the week. Remember, you can hit that subscribe button on YouTube and also iTunes. Check us out at DisKingdom.com. And I'll see you guys in another video.